You.
The man leans forward and speaks.
Hello there, son.
Kento makes his formal introduction.
I have lived many lives, Obi-Wan. I've won and lost many fortunes, and raised a family I am very proud of, and yet, I don't know if there is a more significant moment in my life than this moment right here, right now. I know I am a stranger to your eyes, but I see in your eyes the same far-off look you had when I first held you in my arms. It has been a long time. My name is Kento. I am your father. Welcome home.
The man hugs Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's feelings are mixed. He doesn't fully embrace the old man. The two exchange pleasantries, but it quickly becomes clear that Kento sent Cal to bring him here. Obi-Wan is annoyed at the deception.
Why didn't you tell me?
We weren't sure you would come. Besides, what we told you is true, from a certain point of view.
A certain point of view?
Son, I love the Republic, and I believed what the Jedi stood for. When the Republic fell, and I saw what was happening, I knew what I had to do. Get clever. I knew that above the Empire's hatred for the Jedi, and for sensitives, hung something else. Something much more powerful.
Obi-Wan and Cal hold their breath for the answer.
Greed. I knew if I could convince my local senators to give me custody of Force sensitives, that the Empire would be forced to entertain the idea. They ran up considerable debts during the Clone Wars, and needed affordable munitions. Dictatorships don't run on hatred alone, son. Commerce would be instrumental for a sustainable imperial government, and if I could build them warships twice as fast for a fraction of the cost, they would oblige.
So you built a fortune off of the free labor of child prisoners of war?
It was either this or death for them, son. These are Force sensitives that are too weak for the Empire to perceive as a threat. But I believe they could be with the proper instruction.
Why now?
We have enough resources now, enough manpower. I plan on turning every dollar I made off of the Empire against them. But most importantly, now we have you.
Obi-Wan looks back, unsure of how to respond.
You may have only just now learned of our existence, but you have to understand, I have spent the last 10 years looking for you.
To join your damn-fooled idealistic crusade?
Yes, but more importantly, to join this family.
Obi-Wan wrestles with his sincerity, but he trusts him enough to ask the next question.
How many do you have?
Enough.
Are they loyal?
They know I have protected them and been more generous with them than the Empire ever was. They trust me.
All of them? How do you know they won't turn you in?
I don't, but I have hope.
Obi-Wan snarks at the notion.
You're trusting an awful lot on a thin word like that.
It's the only word we have.
With our last name, I am sure they are watching you like a hawk. The slightest misstep, the first hint at betrayal, and the whole thing comes down.
Kento gets a far-off look in his eye. His mind retreats to a very dark place. Obi-Wan can feel it.
You have to understand, Obi-Wan. I have had to do many things to prove my loyalties to the Empire. Well, that's all I'm going to say about that. They will not be looking over our shoulders.
Obi-Wan and Cal's curiosity spikes, but both of them know not to press him. Obi-Wan continues with his questions.
So you want me to train adolescents and children a few parlor tricks and take on the galaxy head-on?
Not head-on. Walk with me.
The three of them make their way to the Kenobi residence. A lavish cliffside estate reveals itself. They enter, and Kento takes them to a private room deep within the premises. Obi-Wan and Kento continue to go through the particulars, the risks, the challenges. Obi-Wan doesn't want to do it. The thought of inadvertently creating another Anakin is almost too much to bear. But he knows the only way through is to do the one thing he has feared to do all this time: teach. Kento goes on to explain that the Empire is only as strong as its supply lines. If you choke out the blood from getting to the heart, the beast dies. Weaken the Imperial outposts and fan the flames amongst the population, and the people will revolt. Obi-Wan is dubious. He respects the ambition of the plan, but questions its practicality.
Kento, if you do this, your way of life is over. No more dinner parties, no more mansions. You will be on the run for the rest of your life, and so will all of these kids.
Kento takes in his words, but responds quickly.
We've been running ever since the Republic fell, son. Now is the time to fight.
It's inspiring words, but Obi-Wan lacks confidence that he can pull it off. This isn't the mission he was prepared to sign up for. His fear gets the better of him.
You will have to find somebody else.
Kento reminds him that walking away leads him down a familiar road.
You know that path, Obi-Wan. You know where it ends. I do not know what led you to that cave, but I also know no man is meant to live his life hiding who he truly is. I am not saying this plan will work. I am not saying this is even possible. But if there is even the slightest chance that we can be the spark that lights the fire of rebellion, we must do it. There are others out there. They only need the inspiration to stand. All a man can do is make something out of what he is given. This is what we are given. And if it's even remotely possible to fight, we must fight. Not because we want to, or we even think we will succeed, but because it is right.
Did you spend time rehearsing that speech?
A little bit, yeah.
It's good.
Thanks.
Obi-Wan looks at the map in front of him. The risks, the weak points. It's the thinnest possible needle to thread, and yet something stirs within him.
I cannot stay to lead your crusade, Kento. I have my own mission to tend to. But I will train them.